So this Alexander Isak situation, it's very surprising to me that we're reading reports like this, right? Well, the video title is Alexander Isak shocking transfer request. How is it shocking? Like, do that? Do you Newcastle fans and people in general, are they really shocked at this, right? Because if we I guess for me, i'm I'm almost applying real life situations, right, to this. So if you see it as a, I don't know, like a guy, right, trying to entice trying to entice a girl that he sees, or let's put it in a situation of, at a venue, right? So it's like a guy with his friends, just not just a guy and just because that's not what it is. It's there's like so much involved. So as a guy with his friends, they step in, and these are like people know, like people kind of are around and know that these guys are known. They go to different places and they're just popular, right? Sees someone of interest, and he's pretty much, because of their status, he just sees, and instead of doing anything, he just does this. That's all he does. Looks over there, sees the most attractive girl in the venue, and he doesn't say much other than that's all he does, right? And this is pretty much, you could say, how Liverpool acted in this sense, right? It's just they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. It was just interest of, yeah, we think he's a good player, and we're showing like some interest. That's all that they did. Now, I guess in hindsight, it's easy to say that Newcastle should have maybe had something in place before any of this started happening, like from looking at it from last season and seeing how Isak was performing and seeing rumors that were swirling to they probably should have thought, well, let's probably think about maybe putting some, having like a backup plan, right? But again, it's easy to say this in hindsight, right? But from when they didn't, now you see the situation they're in right now, where not only is any interest that they've had in other players, those have died down because they've probably gone here or wherever. Or for example, Ekatike, that's now gone to the club that are looking at their main player right now. Not only has that happened, right, but now their main player is now put them in ridiculous hot water, where there's no, if what Isak has done right now, he's rendered them almost like one arm tying behind their back, where they can't really do anything. That's what he's done right now, right? And we can easily blame Isak, but this happens to everybody. This happened to Liverpool themselves, right? With the when Torres done this, Suarez, Coutinho, they were just losing people left, right, and center. There was nothing they could really do, right? So it's more like when you see this, it has to be a seen as like a, a point, a thing that someone must learn from, right? Or the club in general. We're talking about clubs. Let me just not say it's not just Newcastle. Clubs in general that are in this position, you have to learn from. I guess Liverpool have practice. Liverpool have had practice losing players left, right, and center. Newcastle, this is probably, I mean, this isn't their first time. I would say, but in this era of where people are seeing Newcastle as potential contenders, right, for, if not the title yet, but definitely fourth spot, which they just got fourth spot, right? So they're in the Champions League. If they're seeing them as this, and they're going to start competing on a regular basis, they have to be moving like this. They have to be somewhat learning from other people's mistakes. Put it that way, because this is what you would have to see. Okay, let's see what happened with a Suarez, for instance, when he was hot commodity. Liverpool had to, Liverpool had to kind of deal with that. They didn't deal with it in a great way. Look what Arsenal did. Arsenal turned Suarez's head, I guess, I guess, and Liverpool fans were going crazy and saying all sorts, basically, right? And they actually kind of slowly started turning on Suarez, thinking Suarez, yes, Arsenal done what they done, so they did turn on, kind of Arsenal, thinking whatever, ever. But then they're looking at their own player, thinking, guy, what's going on? Arsenal ain't that much like better than us at that time frame. Though Arsenal was, their fans were thinking Arsenal ain't that much better than us. So why is he, though Arsenal were better? So that's, I guess, where Newcastle are right now. The problem is Liverpool are They act like they really are. Yes, Liverpool. Yes, Newcastle came fourth. Liverpool obviously won it, but the gap between both is, people would argue that yeah, but they played in the Premier League, and I think do Newcastle beat them? Yeah, as well as the cup as well. So they're showing the progress of it could be, but all in all, it's just not what it is, and if you needed any indication as to what I'm saying, it's right now, what's happening right now, where the players Newcastle were in for were turning Newcastle down to go to Liverpool. The players that Newcastle have are now handing in transfer requests because they want to go to said club. Like think about this, right? So again, if we're applying it to how Newcastle fans are reacting, is Alexander Isak shocking transfer? It's not, shouldn't be shocking, right? Because again, walked in, their friends saw, no, there was no um 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 engagement, right? They didn't go and interact. There was no, nothing put in place other than main character over there, the most attractive in the venue, was like, oh my gosh, guys, I just got some, do this. What should I do? Friends, the friends of her girls club, right? Club. No, don't wait, hold on, don't ignore him. He's just this. He thinks all that. He's conceited, right? He's full of himself. He thinks that he could just talk to women anyhow. Misogyny, or however you want to put it, right? That's how we're just acting like that. He doesn't really like women, whatever, just whatever, right? Saying all this stuff and then holding their girl back, right? The one that's wanted, holding her back, and then it's easy for the guy to be like, okay, cool. You know what? Let me just look around and see what else is there. Might not even really want that replacement or alternative that much, but I need to show you that you're making, like, when I you better show interest, because all you're basically letting me know is, think about it, I'm gonna want to have to work with you, right? I'm showing you interest because I want to have to work with you, take you under my wing, manage you, build you up, take you to the level you want to be at, right? That girl may want to be like, you know what, I've been out on these streets for so long, I just want to basically be like taken in by somebody that that can really hold me down, this and that, and then I could um, 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 do the greater things I want to do. Maybe have kids and whatever. Let's just, but go all the way. Become. Well, the guy that's doing this is giving you that opportunity because he's got all the foundations to allow you to elevate. He's got everything in place. All you got to do is just show that you're gonna be like receptive. You're gonna the feelings are mutual. um the I guess the potential love is gonna be reciprocal. That's all you need to do. But you're showing right now that you listen to people that can't elevate you. People that are around you can't elevate you. They're telling you to no, stay because of our relationship that we have, what we've built over the years, quote unquote, our contractual agreement from a club standpoint. In a real life, in a real life scenario, our relationship, and we have, so you can't just walk away, because if you walk away, it's done. We can't talk, and we're not gonna respect you. And but again, all the guys looking at is, I'm calling you over. I need to know the type of person you are. Are you discerning enough to realize that these people can't take you where I can take you? They can't provide to you what I can provide to you. I've got it all here. It's all. I've what they're calling me being conceited, me being full of myself. No, it's just I had to work for this. You see the accolades. You see. I've been to all sorts of venues, aka stadiums, around, right? So now it's summertime, summer transfer window. I'm like, people know that I'm out here in summertime. I'm out with my people. They see me, they show love, they know. So now I'm out here in the summer, I'm just collecting numbers. You see it, you cannot have your people influence you and not have you, you know, like come and mess with the best. Why wouldn't you want to at least find out? So the friends, Newcastle fans, are saying no, this and that. She don't want you. This and talking for Isak. Oh, and then attacking Liverpool, the fans. pretty much you see in comment section, Newcastle fans attacking Liverpool fans. It's like, why? How are you attacking? How are you attacking his friends around him that are they're just in and around saying that, yeah, let him know, yeah, you know what, she is like that girl's, yeah. That's what they're letting it. That's what they say. You guys are seeing it to me like attacking them. No, you guys are this, you guys are that. How dare you? I saw some I saw some like comments of like I hate Liverpool fans, how they've conducted themselves in this manner and how they've been talking about Isak. Like, well, yeah, most teams are gonna want the best players to come to play for them, especially if that players there's like been murmurs that the person may want to come because of what you are, what you can provide, like why is it shocking? I think, to be fair, Newcastle fans probably knew this, and it's just like emotion, right? Again, many people have been through it. Liverpool fans have been through this 10 times over with their players, many players having to being linked away because Liverpool just wasn't that, they were dead. So now that it's come to the point where it's now their turn. Of course, they're going to be acting in a certain way where they're going to want to get the best. Why would they not want to get the best? It would be stupid for them to not even inquire, and that's what they did basically, right? So once they think about it, once they now sent, so the guy must just send his friend. When they looked at the second best girl in the venue, okay, yeah, go get her. Sent a friend. Go and tell them if they want to come to our section, it's all good. We'll get them drinks, whatever. So they're now and this was almost to just, it was almost to definitely have that the main one that was wanted to now act. That's what the mind game was. Again, if you think about how they're moving, it's just mind games. I'm gonna have you act because I went like this. That should have been enough for me to be able to see the type of personality you are. If you're smart enough to like come over and speak, and you didn't, because you're the main. Everyone's looking at you, so I need to now. Everyone's looking at me as well. So I just can't just jump out there, right, and say this is what I want for you to now be quiet or try to be acting like and playing like you have like the ball's in your court. The ball's not really in your court. It's in my court. But the fact that you didn't react, no problem. I'm not going to completely like destabilize you and your peoples. I'm going to send my peoples there and we're going to actually try to get something done. Go and let the second best in and around, right? So because we've been out here, go and let that person know that we can get them drinks, whatever, right? And they should come to our section. Are they going to say no? Cool. Transactions made. The main one is seeing what's happening. Oh, comes over smiling, giggling, or she's just submitted. It's there. The second best, right, in and around being, we'll just call her Eki. Eki's come over, so everyone, she's joined other people that have been collected as well. Got some girl called Frim. You got some girl called Words. They were seeing this. The main one is seeing this already. This has been happening. So now they're calling you over. It's not, can't be standing there playing games. You can't be influenced by your peoples there stopping you. You can't be. So when they're coming saying that, how can you do this? How can you do that? Liverpool just be like, yo, what are you talking about? Why are you coming to me for? How about you tell your girl to give me the, I don't want. Turn to her and let her know. Don't come to me. Don't come to me and be angry about it. Tell her to turn me to basically tell me to F off, and so that will let me know straight. Okay, she's not, she's not about that. But she didn't. But you want to turn to, the Liverpool fans, and really, I guess that's where the lesson has to be learned. Again, not just for Newcastle fans, for anyone this happens to. You can't be attacking the wrong people. Have your player. Your player has to, because at the end of the day, Isak just stood there and said nothing, or just to be fair, it's not his problem. He was just living life. He didn't say anything. He was just quiet. It's only when now Newcastle stopped him and pretty much and then Liverpool done the mind games. They're going to go and get somebody. Going to go get somebody else. They actually brought somebody. Yes, let's bring this person. That's when Isak then kind of has reacted. That's when he was like, oh, I can't. But really, this is probably now isn't the best time to. But this is mind game. Look what Liverpool. This is mind games. Isak should just sat there and be like, you know what? I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna try my best now to go wild, right, in the Premier League, but also have the chance to in the champion in the biggest of all stages. I could even land me maybe a bigger contract, maybe a better club if if you want to say there's one out there. But I mean the PSGs and Barcelona's, Real Madrid would can compete 100%. But I could open me up to there, right? They may now do this, and when I ever get this again, I know that situation. I'm definitely this time. But Isak has now done something where he's put himself in a uncompromised, compromising situation now where he's gonna get bombarded. It's gonna be ugly for him now because Newcastle are gonna act all sorts of ways, right? The friends are now going to show the friends that were once, oh no, babe, whatever, are now gonna show their true colors. They're probably gonna ridicule, gonna resign him to go and be hanging around with the underages. So now she can't even be in the venue anymore. In the venue where it's 18 plus. No, you can't come with us. You can't roll with us anymore. You can go to the to the under 16. What? But I'm of age. No, we don't care. Like that's why you the best thing the best thing you could have done was just come Isak from the beginning. Once they've done, you should have just well, I said Isak, sorry. Newcastle, it's you. You should have just looked at it and be like, okay, you know what? Isak is looking a bit. Foresight would have you, again, it's easy to say this in hindsight, but then when Isak was doing well, foresight would be like, let's bring somebody in. Now think about this, guys. Had they brought in Ugo Ekitike, right, with Isak, yes, maybe they would have been maybe had some financial constraints, maybe they didn't have the money at the time, but anyway, bringing Ugo Ekitike in when nobody was interested at the time, push through that deal so he would have been here by now, would have been, to me, better for Newcastle. Because why? Newcastle would have now had to, Isak would have now had to think about, oh snap, they brought in a player that is clearly like very, very good. That showed their intention. So even if there was an interest from outside, Newcastle would have like the power because the leverage, because it will be probably, if they really thought about it, it'll be harder for him to easily make a decision now and be like, I want to hand in a transfer request. It could have gone two ways. Either Isak could have thought they brought in somebody, right? So that means they're trying to replace me. Or most players would think that I'm that guy. They brought him in and they're trying to build. Oh, there's ambition. Either way, you wouldn't have lost. Because had he thought to himself, I want to stay, the only issue you would have had right now is financial constraints. But had you been doing well, maybe winning more cups, whatever, you would have slowly but surely been able to get that, get yourself out of that financial situation you put yourself in by purchasing Hugo Ekitike for the money you would have then. Is this all making sense? Get Hugo Ekitike. Yes, you're in the, you got a bit tight with, but then make sure that that well, first you have to make Isak believe that this is a situation worth staying for, which again would have put you in a better situation because Hugo would have been here. He's not going anytime soon, obviously, because he just signed. Isak will now have to make a decision. Do I want to go and then use the excuse of, oh, because I thought they were trying to replace me? That's just stupid. No. Right. Or even if he does leave, right, and does use that excuse, it doesn't matter because we've now got somebody. Not only is Hugo Ekitike, almost like replacement. Isak is better than him, but almost like replacement. But they would have then had them maybe probably would have been training by now, learning as much as you can from this player, squeeze as much, juice out of this as you can. Get Ekitike training with this guy, learning, like seeing his, even if it was a small time frame, really, but again, it's not guaranteed because Isak could have just stayed, is what I'm saying. But either way, Newcastle would have won. But instead, they had to be the block friends. No, this and that, just to now have your friend be like, nah, you know what? I don't want to be part of the girls' club anymore. I want to leave. I do want to, I want to explore. Now what they're doing, they're calling her Isak. That's what they're calling you, a WH finish off. So it's like you're not in a win-win. It's just not. It's just for Newcastle. This is a lose-lose. For Isak, this is a win or lose. For Liverpool, it was a win-win. It's just crazy how this just panned out. Where it's like they just didn't see it, right? And all Liverpool had to do was this. All they had to do was this, and head was turned. And Newcastle didn't think to themselves, no, we need to start. Let's now we need to, bring somebody in quickly. Because whether it happens or not, we can't have this happening where my guy's not saying anything. Managers having to be sending him home, saying that he's sick or whatever it was, injured or whatever, making excuses. This is not looking good. We need to get somebody. The person that you wanted now, Liverpool then done a disgusting one on you, pulled a crazy one on you. Oh, you don't want to? No problem. Let's just get that person in just because. May not even need the person, but the potentials is enough, and we have the funds, and everything is in place for us to be able to do this. So you don't want to? Oh, really? No problem. We got you. We're not even going to allow you to get your first choice alternative, however that works. We're not even going to, you're going to have to look for something else now. There's no one else, I'm saying, like out here on these streets / market for you to try to pick up, because we've come through this summer and we're cleaning up. How about that? And think about this is when you look at it from that again. I'm just trying to apply a real life scenario to this, as opposed to just looking at a football, saying like from a football standpoint. Newcastle didn't. The movements weren't. Bro, yeah, everyone's learned from this, including Newcastle themselves. Everyone needs to learn from this. Every single person learn from this and how this has panned out for them, because it's just crazy right now. How was he handed in a trap? This is nuts, sir. This is nuts. How is he handed a transfer? Because to make it to add salt, what is it? More salt to injury, insult to injury. Sorry, what the fuck, bro? To add insult to injury, he now handed in a transfer request. After you fighting this, after you trying to get in somebody, that would have been a good replacement, having that club then get your replacement, and then I have a chance to get your main person. Come on, ladies, should have just don't be an up block and just allow it, and just allow the person to make that decision, and give your girls club the opportunity to go and become friends with the second best looking girl in the because why? It's all eyes are usually on the most good looking. All eyes are usually on the most good looking girl. So how about you leave your friend, when your friend goes there, go and start smiling with because then you can then be around this has not gone well at all, man. This is really it's wild to see how this panned out. But just reading it just looked crazy. Exclusive. Alexander Isak tells Newcastle, bro. It is what it is, man. These are the things that happen. Let me just play it. Was it not playing? Oh. And look, you got guys like this talking long conversations. He's having to put out 10-minute videos about he's shocked. What, my bro? Why you shouldn't be shocked, man? You shouldn't be shocked. Your club. This is definitely a learning curve, right? It's just something you can learn from, because it's Liverpool done dirty work, man. This is dirty work, man. This is disgusting, bro. And Isak just compile. Oh, yo, good luck to all involved. I'm out. Jeez.